I'm Kara, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my November TBR jar picks my TBR for November video. Should probably find the jar before I started filming, but I didn't. TBR jar is gonna pick my TBR for November. Last month, October, I think I read 5 out of the 7 or 8 books I picked. I will put them up here and show you which ones I read and have the ratings for those ones. I am currently reading My Lady Jane, which was a pick from last month from the jar. I did start it the last day of October, but I didn't finish it. Obviously, I'm only about halfway through. Yeah, and then I read a couple other books that were not part of that video and on the TBR. So I think I did pretty good. I think it's my best reading month in terms of number of books I read in October because I was on vacation and basically all I did every day on vacation was read all day. Excited for November though because I'm doing a reread of my favorite book ever, which we'll get into in a second. Other goals for November and the rest of the year, my big overall goal for the year was to read every single physical TBR book I had purchased in 2025 by the end of 2025, and I was doing good, and then I bought a bunch of books on my birthday that I hadn't read yet. I think I read about half of those books that I purchased on my birthday, and then actually a couple days ago I bought a couple more new releases that I hadn't read yet. So the list is, I think, the longest it's been at one point. I don't really know how many books is on the list right now, but I want to do a little 2-part series for trying to finish these TBR books. Do one in November with maybe 4 books and one December with however many books are left, 4 or 5, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to purchase any more books for the rest of the year. There's not any new releases that I know of for the rest of the year, except for Sarah Adams. What is it even called? It's called In Your Dreams, the last of the When in Rome series. That one comes out December 30th, but I'm just gonna wait till January. Don't quote me, but I don't think I'm gonna buy any more books for the rest of the year. I'm gonna eat my words, but that's okay. So I'm gonna hope the jar gives me some prompts that allows me to pick the physical TBR books I need to read. Let's get started. I'm gonna start with the one reread I mentioned. This is gonna be the only book that I need to read or really want to read and get done this month because it is part of a series reread I've been doing along with my bestie. I honestly don't know if she's been keeping up with this series. We were supposed to do 1 book a month. I have no idea if she is keeping up with it because she started other books, so I think she's prioritizing other books over this, which is fine, but just for my sanity I kept doing 1 each month because then I would never finish it either. So I've been doing it 1 each month, and I'm on last book and it's my favorite book ever, and I'm very excited. And that book is Redeemed by Lauren Asher. This is book 4 of the Dreary Air series. It is a Formula One romance series. This one is about Santi and Chloe, my favorite couple ever in a book. This is literally my favorite book ever. Ever since I first read it, I think 2022, it's just stayed my favorite book ever. Nothing has ever topped the feeling I get when I read this book. This will be my 3rd time reading it, but I haven't read it in close to 3 years. I think last time I read it was January 2023, so it's been a while, which I'm hoping makes it even better. So very excited for this one. This is the only one that I will for sure be reading this month. I can guarantee you that. I think last month I picked 5 from the jar, but that's because I had already pre-picked 3. So I think I'm gonna start with 6 prompts from the jar and go from there. And if they're short, quick reads that I think I can get through, maybe I'll pick a 7th, but we'll see. Maybe I will do 7 just so we have an even number at the end. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, number 1. Title starts with A, as in not a word that starts with A, but just the singular letter A. I'm pretty sure that's what I meant when I wrote this 2 years ago, because I know there's a prompt in there that says title starts with the as well, so I'm assuming it's the same concept. Do I even have any? I have a lot of does. So oh, I do have one, but I don't want to read it. I really don't want to read it. Oh. Okay, I'm okay with this one. Everything is the, why can't it be A? Okay, I think I literally only have 2 options in my TBR, and one of them is a fantasy, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Not reading that right now. It is fall, so it's kind of fantasy time, but no. So instead, we're gonna go with something, I believe this was on my TBR last month as well, A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. It is a thriller, no clue what it's about. Some teenage girls went missing a long time ago, and then her father confessed to the crimes, and now 20 years later the same thing's happening again, I think. I own 2 books by this author, but I have yet to read one, so I guess I'm hopefully gonna read one this month. Fingers crossed. So that's the first book on the TBR. Next one. 1-word title. I just bought a couple this week, and I'm gonna go They're both even of how much I want to read them right now. I'm gonna try and get both of them on the TBR, so I'll show you them now. One is Mate by Ali Hazelwood and the other is Revolve by Balcabra. These are two of my most anticipated releases for the year, probably. They both came out in October. I don't know which one I want to read more. Even if I don't get both on the TBR, I'm probably gonna read both this month anyways. So I'm just gonna go with Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I'm very excited for this. This is the sequel to Bride, which I gave 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. Was it last year it came out? Loved it. Werewolves are my thing. So I loved Bride. I feel like it was a hit or miss for a lot of people, more than Ali Hazelwood books usually are, but I loved it very much. So I'm very excited for this one. I think this one's still werewolves. There are vampires, but I don't care about vampires. This is about the main character of Bride's best friend. I don't know who the love interest is though, but I'm excited to find out. And I got the purple Barnes & Noble edition. The normal green version and this one were sitting next to each other in Barnes. I sent a picture to my best friend. I was like, which do I pick? Because they're my 2 favorite colors. I can't decide. She was busy doing something. So I walked around the store for a few minutes. I still hadn't heard from her. I was like, okay, realistically, I like the purple better. And then she texted me like 10 minutes after. I was like, good choice, because I was going to say purple too. The green was just so bright in person, and I didn't want, when I put the Bride and Mate together, I didn't want it to look like Christmas. So I got purple. Okay. Number 3 from the jar. Popular book. In terms of what I want to pick, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I know people have been loving this and I'm very excited to read it, and it's on my 2025 physical TBR purchases. But I think I'm gonna wait until December because I think the bestie wanted to buddy read it, so I'm gonna give her some more time to finish the book she's reading right now and then ask if she wants to read this with me in December. So I'm not gonna pick that right now, but just know it's on my radar for the next couple months. Other 2 that are on my list of need to read by the end of the year that I also feel like are pretty popular is Wildcard by Elsie Silver and First Time Caller by BK Borison. This one is more recent, so I haven't heard as much about it yet, I feel like, as I have this one, and people were really loving this when it came out. So I think I'm gonna go with this one because I've owned it longer as well. And to be honest, I'm not that excited to read Wildcard because I haven't loved the rest of the series before that. This one I'm a little scared for too because I read Love Light Farms by this author a few years ago. Didn't like it, but I've heard amazing things about this book. It is about a radio show host, Sleepless in Seattle inspired, which I have not seen Sleepless in Seattle. Maybe I'll need to watch it after this book or before. Maybe before, so I can have an idea of what the inspiration is coming from. Is this single parent? I think it is. Okay, that has me more interested now. We'll see what this is about and see if it was worth the hype of everything I've been hearing. But I do absolutely love this cover. I think the sequel to this just came out too, or is about to come out. So hopefully I like it and I get to read that one because that cover is also stunning. A book you know nothing about. Okay, basically anything. Book I know nothing about. What do I have on here? Is this all romances? 3 romance and 1 thriller so far. Do I want another thriller that I know I can get through quick? Or do I want a book that fits the season? Oh shoot, Bob's Day. Okay, I have 2 options. Okay, we're gonna pick from these 2 options. One is a romance, one is a thriller. I know nothing about either of them. The first is The Surrogate Mother by Frida McFadden. I don't know what this is about and I'm not gonna read the back because I don't like to do that. But this one is very short, like right at 300 pages. And I fly through Frida McFadden books. I haven't read one in a couple months, I think. Also, I went to buy The Intruder when I was at Barnes the other day, her newest release. They didn't have it at all, but I looked online and it was only showing a hardback available to purchase online. Why? Why? So I will not be buying it until it goes into paperback. If her books are all starting to be first published in hardcover now because she's more popular, I might lose my mind. Because as you can see, my stack here, all paperback Frida McFadden. This was a republish, I think, of one of her older books that I picked up recently. We have that one, or we have Soul Searching by Lila Sage. Also, this is a signed copy I found just randomly at the Powell's book stand in the Portland airport when I was there a couple weeks ago after a 12-hour flight delay, and me and my mom were just walking around and I hadn't purchased anything from that stand yet because it's new, and they just had two copies of this. I was gonna get Mate, but then I saw this sitting right next to it. I was like, signed? Yes, getting that instead. This is the first book of the Sweetwater Peak series, it looks like. That's what it says on the bottom. I love the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. Love. This is her new series. I think this is paranormal romance. This is very much out of my comfort zone. If it is paranormal romance, I'm a scaredy cat. I don't like ghost things, but I trust Lila's age. So, still says it's small town and there's supernatural elements. I don't know. So this does fit this season of like fall and spooky-ish things, even though it's not October. I still consider like fall dark books, you know? And this kind of fits the same vibe of the season. I think I'm gonna go with The Surrogate Mother because I already have 3 other romance books on here and I know I'm probably gonna put another 1 or 2. So maybe I'll be able to get this on as well. Okay, that was book 5. We're gonna do at least 2 more from the jar. I can get one out. No illustration or cartoon cover. I should have waited so I could pick this. Shoot, what does that leave me with? Absolutely nothing. I don't want a fantasy, that's for sure. I could do atmosphere. I don't like this prompt. Why did I put this in here? I don't think I want another thriller, so I'm not gonna. Okay. I am going to pick Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I cannot guarantee I will actually get to it this month. Maybe I'll get to it at the end of the month. We will see. But this is about astronauts. Don't know anything else. As usual. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I just read Malibu Rising last month. Gave it 4.5 stars. Probably my least favorite of what I've read of her so far. I've heard things about this and I've seen people cry at the end, so I'm scared. I'm thinking it's gonna give the same vibes as Carrie Soto, which is my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book, so I'm very excited to read it. But yeah, I will check in with the bestie and see if she's ready to buddy read. Either way, this will, even if she doesn't want to buddy read it, this will be read by the end of the year, I promise, for my own personal goal. I have 2 more books I want to try and get on this year, so I think I'm going to pick 2 more prompts. And I just know I will not get through all of these, most likely. It's a busy month for me, so. But I'm having fun. Cover that you love. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. I already know what we're going with. And that is Revolve by Alcabra. Because as soon as she posted the cover reveal for this, I was obsessed. I said, yeah, immediately yes. Because her outfit is giving Rapunzel and it's purple. Cover is purple, my favorite color. One of my favorite colors. But yeah. And I love the series. What series this is? I think this is called the Off the Ice series. The other 2 are Collide and Spiral. Spiral, it's definitely my top 5 books of the year so far. It was released earlier in 2025, but I absolutely love that book. And Collide was still like a 4.5, I think. So I'm very excited for this one. I don't know what it's about. Olympic figure skater, and then I think one of the guys from the hockey team group from the other books. I don't necessarily remember these characters from the other books, but it's been a while since I've read them, so that's probably why. But yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I'm trying to figure out what the trope is in this. Okay, she needs a new pairs partner, and he is the only one who matches her skill. It's giving the cutting edge, and I'm here for it. Okay, last pick for this month. This is a small one. I'm kind of rom-com. Okay. I have so much romance on here. Do I want another one? I don't know what like classifies as a rom-com of what I have here. I'm gonna pick another one. I did this last month and I said, I put it back and I said, if I get it again this time, then I will pick it. But I simply just don't know what would be an actual rom-com as opposed to like a more heartfelt romance, I guess. Or like a more deep romance. I don't know. Why did I do that? Karma. Okay. Alright, is this cheating because it's not really super intimidating? Maybe, but do I care? No. Okay, a book that intimidates you. I'm gonna go with Soul Searching. Since it is paranormal romance, that scares me, which then also intimidates me, as in I kind of don't want to read it right now. It's out of my comfort zone, but not so much to the point where I'm like gonna refuse to read it. I am interested in it, but it does scare me a little bit and intimidate me. So I think I said this before when I talked about this, but Small Town Supernatural Forces. I generally have not even read the back of this, so I'm gonna do that really quick. It seems like she is wanting to move out of her house and this guy invites her to stay with him, but he thinks she's crazy because she talks to herself all the time, but she's actually talking to ghosts. That is concerning me a bit. I guess I will see how I feel when I actually start reading this. Like I said, I trust Lila's age, so if anyone's gonna get me to read something like this, she would be one of the people to do it. Okay, I did really good with my goal of trying to get as many 2025 purchases on this TBR as I could. I have 6 out of 8 books on my TBR are 2025 purchases, which means I think I only have maybe 3 other ones. I'm not gonna get to all 6 of those ones for sure this month, definitely not. Let's just go through them and then we'll talk a bit more at the end. First, The one I am absolutely for sure reading this month is my reread of Redeemed by Lauren Asher. Then we have a thriller, A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham, Mate by Allie Hazelwood, First Time Caller by B.K. Borson, The Surrogate Mother by Freda McFadden, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Revolve by Val Cabra, and Soul Searching by Layla Sage. So that is my TBR for the month. I am very excited about most of these books, if not all of them. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I am wanting to do a two-part series for reading my 2025 physical TBR purchases by the end of the year, and hoping to do one for the month of November and one for the month of December, and then posting them in the following months. So the November one ideally will be posted like the first or second week of December, and then the December one will be posted sometime January. I kind of did a similar thing in 2023, but that video concept was, can I reach my Goodreads goal by the end of the year? And that's absolutely not happening this year, so I feel like that's kind of a good spin on it to accomplish my main goal of the year while also dwindling down my physical TBR still. I've been doing good of reading physical TBR books this month. Last month it was the lowest it has been all year. I did do an unhaul mid-year, which I have the video posted already for that if you want to check that out. I want to keep that either even or lower for the next 2 months. So let me know what you are most excited to read in the month of November. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.